Hi, Michael with you for Indians and Browns recaps and upcoming schedules. The notes are courtesy of Twitter, the Fox Sports Ticker, the Cleveland Browns app, the MLB and NFL apps, and their video content. Thursday, the Cleveland Indians took aim at salvaging a split against the Kansas City Royals. Aaron Civale worked around a leadoff double by Whit Merrifield in the top of the first to keep the game scoreless, but the Indians were unable to get a hit in the first 7+ innings. Only Mike Freeman in the initial set of at-bats and Carlos Santana in the seventh drew base on balls against pitcher Brady Singer. In the third inning with 2 outs, Merrifield found room up the middle for a base hit, which was followed by Adalberto Mondesi taking ball 4. Hunter Dozier delivered the first run of the game on his single to right field. After both runners advanced, Maikel Franco drove in 2 to the plate, which capped a 3-run frame. The sixth inning saw Edward Olivares hit his third home run of the year for Kansas City's fourth in the R column. Dominic Leone took Civale's place in the seventh. Cam Gallagher, the first batter, reached. Later, Dozier did likewise, which continued the inning for Franco, who launched a ball to left center field to add to the road team's total. Kyle Nelson was on for the eighth, and he found the third out elusive too. Nicky Lopez and Cam Gallagher were on the base paths for Merrifield. Whit drove in another run across. The next hitter was Mondesi, and his hit left the ballpark in left center, which would complete the Royals' scoring on the evening. With 2 out in the bottom of the eighth, Austin Hedges broke up the no-hitter, but Cleveland would get a consolation tally versus Matt Harvey. Hits by Cesar Hernandez and Mike Freeman prevented the shutout. Singer struck out 8 in as many innings for a record of 2-4, the winning pitcher. Civale struck out as many hits allowed at 7. He went to 3-5 in a sub-3-hour game. Friday was the start of another key series for this season between the Indians and Minnesota Twins from Minnesota. Shane Bieber and Kenta Maeda both took the ball. Jose Ramirez delivered the game's first hit in the road half of the first inning. No one broke through until the bottom of the second. With 1 away, Jake Cave's double was followed by Byron Buxton's 7th long ball of the season. Jorge Polanco led off the next Minnesota frame with a walk, later advancing to scoring position, but Bieber took care of Nelson Cruz to keep the score unchanged. In the sixth, Francisco Lindor's single would be erased when he was tagged by Miguel Sano at first on a pickoff try. Bieber had to sweat out a jam as Josh Donaldson and Eddie Rosario were the first 2 to reach. Cruz, Sano, and Cave were retired to end the sixth. Carlos Santana was on at first in Cleveland's next turn to bat, but Franmil Reyes grounded into a double play to clear the bases. The momentum carried over, and with 2 down, Ryan Jeffers hit the ball out to left center for Minnesota's third run. James Karinchak would come out of the bullpen in the 8th and record a 1-2-3 inning. Sergio Romo had done likewise a half inning earlier, then Taylor Rogers was in to close. However, the Indians would not go quietly. After Hernandez flew out, Jose Ramirez went into double digits in terms of home runs, putting Cleveland within 2. Santana's ground out left the game in the hands of Reyes. Franmil hit a double to the right side to put Oscar Mercado in the batter's box as the tying run, but he grounded out, which finished off the action. Bieber took his first loss of 2020. He finished with 8 punch-outs, but 5 hits put the Twins in a winning position. Meanwhile, Maeda improved to 5-1 with 7 strikeouts, only yielding 4 hits. Taylor Rogers gained his 9th save in Minnesota's 3-1 victory. Saturday, the Cleveland offense was a little bit better. Still, the home team provided the first opportunity in the bottom of the second. Brent Rooker hit a 1-out double to the left side. Carlos Santana caught a pop fly for the second out, and pitcher Zach Plesac was nearly out of the inning. But Marwin Gonzalez had other ideas, knocking in his 4th Jimmy Jack to the right center portion of the ballpark. Willians Astudillo had similar success, this time to left field, and the Twins' lead was 3. Rich Hill had 3 scoreless innings, but Ramirez was able to get a pitch to hit, sending the ball over the fence for a solo home run. Santana found himself in scoring position following his extra base hit. Reyes moved him 90 feet over. Then, following Hill, threw ball 4 to Jordan Luplow. Oscar Mercado hit the ball out to the glove of Rooker in left field, but deep enough to get Carlos in, which made it 3-2 in the 4th. Cleveland could not get the subsequent shutdown inning which is vital towards making a rally. Plesac lost command of Rooker with one down. Brent gave way to pinch runner Jake Cave with Buxton moving from the on-deck circle to the batter's box. Byron restored the margin they had enjoyed a short time ago with his drive to left center field, to center field, I should say. Gonzalez tried to go for two bases after his ground ball left the infield, but Luplow, the Indians' right fielder, heaved the ball to Lindor, who applied the tag. The game eventually moved over to the fifth, where Cesar Hernandez laced a ball in the direction of Buxton for a two-out double. The right player was at the dish next, but Ramirez did not get all of the ball, and Buxton came away with the ball. The sixth inning was when Minnesota reached into their bullpen as they decided to go with Matt Wisler. He would give an opening for the visiting team as he lost Santana. Then after Buxton caught Reyes' line out, a pass ball by Astudillo meant a runner was in scoring position. Luplow struck his initial triple of the year, picking a good time for it. Santana's cleats clamped down on home plate, and the new score was 5-3. Still, there would be an empty feeling as Mercado could not get a sacrifice fly, and Roberto Perez was forced to accept strike three. It sent the game into the bottom of the sixth. After Rosario got the better of Plesac by singling to right, Sano struck out, and Brent Rooker could not continue due to the condition of his arm. Not long after, Plesac had the awareness to quickly throw to Santana at first to send Rosario to the dugout on a pickoff play. The bases were empty, and eventually the seventh was one in which a strikeout of Delino DeShields meant Wisler's course had been run. Tyler Clippard, formerly with the Indians, forced two fly ball outs of Lindor and Hernandez. Plesac continued, retired Buxton, Gonzalez, and Astudillo in order to keep the game close. Cleveland would ask their former teammate more questions in the top of the eighth. Ramirez led it off with a base hit, then was aggressive on the base paths, swiping second, then moved to third following a wild pitch. Once Carlos took strike three, the Twins had to make another move, summoning Tyler Duffy. Franmil Reyes hacked away at strike three for the second out. That left the inning into the bat of Tyler Naquin, who took Luplow's place in the batting order to pinch hit. He had a good view of Ryan Jeffers seeing a ball pass by him, which allowed Jose to trot home for Cleveland's fourth run. Tyler then drew base on balls, but was left at first after Josh Naylor's fly ball found the glove of Byron Buxton. Once again, Minnesota did not need long to respond, even though Nick Whitgren recorded outs at the expense of Polanco and Donaldson. He could not get his team in the dugout, only down one. The pitcher in his fifth year in the majors walked Nelson Cruz and threw a pitch that Eddie Rosario tattooed to right field. It put the left fielder in double figures in home runs. More importantly for his team, made it 7-4. Miguel Sano was the next batter, and he had a similar result for number 11 this campaign. Perez, DeShields, and Lindor proved to be no match for Taylor Rogers in the ninth. Rich Hill went above 500, while Plesac lost his second game in 5 decisions. Sunday, Cleveland tried to salvage a game to avoid getting swept. They enjoyed a lead for the first time in the series against Michael Pineda. Hits from Lindor and Cesar Hernandez made it first and second. 2 hitters later, Carlos Santana stepped into the box. He found space on the left side, and Lindor broke the ice. With one out, there was a great opportunity with 2 men in scoring position, but neither Reyes nor Naquin could get the key hit, keeping the score 1-0. Tristan McKenzie made the start for the Indians and got off to a good start, retiring the first 6. Small ball work for Cleveland in the top of the third. Hits from Lindor, Hernandez, and Santana increased the lead to 2. Reyes flew out, but Hernandez tagged from third to put another run across. Once again, the Twins made sure the Indians could not get a quick shutdown inning. McKenzie threw too many balls outside the strike zone versus Lamonte Wade. Marwin Gonzalez in one swing cut the visitors' lead to 1. Next inning, Cruz went deep to left center, and the score was back to even. Still, Cleveland was in prime position in the fifth to reclaim their advantage. Ramirez picked up an extra base hit with 1 out. After Santana struck out, Franmil Reyes kept the light flickering by taking ball 4. Caleb Thielbar then took Pineda's place and put Naquin away. Tristan would hit Wade, and after striking out Gonzalez, gave up the go-ahead homer to Jeffers, and it was 5-3. Cal Quantrill would step on the bump, but after getting Kepler to fly out, conceded a long ball to another former Indian, Josh Donaldson. The game reached the 6th, and Cleveland would at long last respond. Back-to-back walks to Josh Naylor and Sandy Leon asked a few questions of Thielbar. Mercado reached on a force play at second, which forced Leon to sit with his teammates in the dugout, but it did move Naylor to within 90 feet of home. Trevor May entered the contest to go up against Francisco Lindor. The shortstop flew into a productive out in left to get the score to 6-4. Mercado stole second, only for Hernandez to pop the ball to the direction of Polanco for the third out. Minnesota continued to find success against Quantrill. Cruz and Rosario hit their way on base. After Sanos chased strike three, the door swung open for Karinchak. Wade would get aboard to fill the bases. Cleveland managed to not allow a big inning as a sacrifice fly from Marwin Gonzalez plated one run by the Twins. Kepler eventually popped out for the final out. In the seventh, Ramirez started it off with a single, but was picked off at first, and the inning would come to nothing. Phil Maton gave up a hit, but got through unscathed. The Indians put up a rally in the top of the eighth against Minnesota's fourth pitcher, Cody Stashak. Hits from Naquin and Leon closed the game to 7-5. DeShields entered for Sandy at first, making an immediate impact by taking second, but with the tying run at the plate, the chance went begging after Freeman and Lindor were the final two outs of the half inning. Brad Hand went 1-2-3 to send the game to the ninth against Sergio Romo. Hernandez reached on a hit to left. After Ramirez popped out, Santana went to the opposite direction of Cesar to put the go-ahead run in the batter's box. Reyes took strike three, then Naquin made contact only for the ball to go right to Buxton. Caleb Thielbar remained unbeaten. Romo preserved the win, and McKenzie lost for the first time in 3 decisions. Tuesday, the Indians were back in action after a travel day. Carrasco opposed Yu Darvish in the first of 2 games in the Windy City against the Chicago Cubs. The bottom of the second saw Javier Baez hit his 7th home run to put the home side ahead. Down 1-0, the Indians responded by scratching across 2 in their next set of at-bats. 3 consecutive hits from Josh Naylor, Delino DeShields, and Francisco Lindor with nobody out completed the turnaround. Mike Freeman moved Lindor to third, but Jose Ramirez's sacrifice fly backfired as Francisco was tagged out by Chicago catcher Victor Caratini after Jason Hayward's throw from right field. Still, Carrasco navigated the third without a problem. Chicago would knock on the door next frame. Wilson Contreras hit his way on, which was followed by dismissals of Kyle Schwarber and Baez. Hayward took base on balls, but Carlos was able to get his former teammate Jason Kipnis to fly out. Cleveland managed another run versus Darvish in the top of the 5th. With 1 away, DeShields and Lindor hit their way on. Despite Freeman striking out, Francisco took second, but Ramirez could not advance him. The Cubs responded with 3 straight hits courtesy of Ian Happ, Chris Bryant, and Anthony Rizzo. The latter 2 each drove in a run, tying the game at 3. The Indians could not keep the inning going after Tyler Naquin's extra base hit in the 6th with 2 outs as Roberto Perez went down on strikes. They got another chance to take the lead next inning as DeShields hit his way into scoring position. Darvish gave Lindor a free pass to first base. Mike Freeman grounded into a force play at second. Then Ramirez hit the ball straight to Happ for the final out before the 7th inning stretch. Chicago made them rue their chances because after the insertion of Karinchak, after Freeman tagged out Happ at second, Bryant took ball 4. Rizzo singled to right field, meaning Contreras just needed a sacrifice fly to make it 4-3. Sandy Leon, who pinch hit for Perez, had a tough moment after Baez was hit by Phil Maton. Hayward struck out, but Baez not only swiped second, but rounded third and scored on the sequence. Still, Cleveland was resilient in the top of the 9th. They needed 2 runs in said frame against Jeremy Jeffress. Josh Naylor walked, but then was the beneficiary of a Delino DeShields productive out. Naylor was on second with Lindor batting. Francisco went deep to left field, which tied the game at 5. Freeman got on base, but Ramirez grounded straight to second baseman Nico Herner, who began a double play. Oliver Perez was called into action for the bottom of the 9th. He got Happ to hit the ball into the glove of Naquin in right field. Then the ending was self-inflicted. Bryant walked, and after Rizzo made it first and third, Whitgren came in and hit Contreras and Cameron Maybin, which walked in a run to end the game. Jeffress, despite blowing the save, still got his 4th win. Perez was responsible for Chicago's winning run, so he went to 1-1. Wednesday meant Civale and Jon Lester on the mound. Cleveland seized the initiative in the first inning. Lindor led off by taking ball 4 and was advanced onto Shields' sacrifice bunt. A Jose Ramirez single meant first and third with less than 2 outs. Carlos Santana could not hit the ball far enough, putting Franmil Reyes by the dish next. He would get out of the way as Lester threw a wild pitch, scoring Lindor. The Indians tried to increase their lead as Jordan Luplow led off the top of the second with a double to left field. However, Oscar Mercado, Austin Hedges, Yu Chang all hit fly ball outs, which moved the game to the bottom of the second. Civale lost command to Schwarber. Next up was Javier Baez, who hit a single into center field but was tagged out ultimately by Yu Chang, the second baseman. Still, Chicago managed to square the game at 1 on Jason Hayward's RBI hit. Despite a Ramirez error that put the right fielder at third, Civale forced Nico Hoerner into a double play to end the inning, which went Ramirez, Chang, and Santana. The game would reach the bottom of the fourth. Civale hit Contreras, then 2 batters later, a wild sequence occurred. Wilson was tagged out at second, but Baez moved over to third after Chang's throw was offline. After Hayward took ball 4, Maben's RBI single made it 2-1 to the home team. The Indians would pull level on Mercado's maiden home run of 2020. DeShields was picked off at first in the 6th after Ryan Tepera's throw to Rizzo. Rowan Wick pitched for the Cubs in the 7th, but the Cleveland bats were unable to do anything in the said frame. Civale would have to yield to Karinchak following hits by Maben and Hoerner. James did intentionally put Rizzo on with 2 away, and the strategy worked as Contreras was the third out. Craig Kimbrell sat down Hernandez and Delino DeShields, and in between picked up a fly ball out to Lindor. Jose Ramirez caught Kyle Schwarber's line drive in the bottom of the 8th. Then Oliver Perez punched out Baez and Hayward to move the game into the 9th inning. Jeremy Jeffress and Cal Quantrill did their part to move the game to extra innings. Tyler Naquin began at second base with Jason Adam on the hill. Josh Naylor was walked, but it was Mike Freeman's decision to bunt that caused quite the negative reaction on social media from fans because it backfired. Naquin was out on the force at third, but still 2 runners were on. Cesar Hernandez flew out, and Francisco Lindor swung and missed on strike 3. Phil Maton had the responsibility to keep the game moving to the 11th. A Chris Bryant single meant first and third after Haps started in scoring position per regular season extra inning rules. Anthony Rizzo was given first automatically to fill the bases. Maton got Contreras and Schwarber to walk back to the dugout, but with 2 outs, Javier Baez provided the winning run for Chicago on his base hit to left field, scoring Ian Happ. Adam lost his second decision of the year for a 2-2 record, and Adam went to 2-1. 6 o'clock tonight, Central Time, the Indians and Tigers go at it in Detroit with Shane Bieber and Casey Mize scheduled to pitch. Zach Plesac and Michael Fulmer are the probables at the same time. Friday. And then Saturday's first pitch is an hour earlier for Tristan McKenzie and Spencer Turnbull. 10 minutes after 12, Carlos Carrasco and Matthew Boyd are scheduled to be on the mound. Then Cleveland comes home to host the White Sox Monday through Thursday, all scheduled to get underway after 5 o'clock. The team is getting closer to the end, or the season is getting closer to the end, so a reminder that the postseason will involve 8 teams in the National League and likewise for the American League. Following Wednesday's games, most of the teams have about 10 games remaining. The structure, as mentioned by Anthony Castro-Vince, will be the 1 seed versus the 8 seed in each league, 2 versus 7, 3 versus 6, and 4 versus 5 in best of 3 games, all at the higher seeded team's ballpark. The winners qualify for the division series, with the 1-8 winner playing the 4-5 survivor and the 2-7 playing the 3-6. And the higher seeded team gets home field advantage in a 2-2-1 format for the division series, then the 2-3-2 format for the league championship series and World Series. Based on where things stand, the pairings would be White Sox, Indians, and Yankees Twins on one side of the AL, then Rays, Blue Jays, and Astros Athletics. The National League shows Giants, Dodgers, Marlins, Padres, Cubs, Phillies, and Reds, Braves. Cleveland is 4 games ahead of both the Mariners and Orioles for the final AL spot, while San Francisco is a game and a half ahead of St. Louis for the 8th spot in the NL. So we switch gears and go to football. The Cleveland Browns took the Field in Baltimore for Week 1. Out for Cleveland were cornerbacks Kevin Johnson and Greedy Williams, tackle Chris Hubbard, and linebacker Mac Wilson were also out, but cornerback M.J. Stewart Jr. and center J.C. Treader were questionable. The visitors got the ball first. Nick Chubb toted the rock for 11 on the game's first play from scrimmage. Then from the 36, Harrison Bryant's catch went for 5. Chubb was involved on the next play as Baker Mayfield threw to him to move the sticks. On the next play, the University of Georgia running back had nowhere to go. Then Mayfield threw incomplete to Kareem Hunt, forcing 3rd and long. Marlon Humphrey intercepted the third-year quarterback and ran the ball back just past midfield to set up Baltimore's first series. Mark Ingram back-to-back carries put the Ravens at the 35. Quarterback Lamar Jackson picked up a big gain, lost the ball, but Ingram fell on the ball at the 7 for Baltimore. 2 plays later, Jackson found Mark Andrews for the game's opening points. Justin Tucker's extra point made it 7-0 almost halfway through the opening period. After Mayfield and Chubb runs, it was quickly 3rd and 4 at the Browns' 31. The third-year quarterback from the University of Oklahoma could not complete the pass to Bryant, creating a punting situation. Jamie Gillen had a special teams miscue, and Anthony Levine recovered the loose ball, and the Ravens were given another short field at the Cleveland 26. Fortunately, the defense stiffened as Myles Garrett brought Ingram behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 2 yards. Jackson got some yardage back on 2nd down, and Myles helped cause Lamar to throw incomplete on 3rd and 7. Tucker, one of the game's best kickers, had no issues from 41 yards away and a 10-0 lead for the home team. With less than 5 minutes remaining in quarter 1, the Browns offense came to life. After Tucker's touchback on the kickoff, Cleveland set up shop 75 yards from the end zone. Jarvis Landry was on the receiving end for the first time, which went for 16. Then Chubb looked like himself from last year from Week 4's hat trick's worth of touchdowns on his next carry, going for 29 yards into Ravens territory. Austin Hooper advanced the ball to the 24, creating 2nd and medium. This time Hunt found space for 22 to the 2-yard line. Hunt would fumble on the next play. Fortunately for the Browns, he recovered the ball at the 1, which set up David Njoku for the touchdown. Sadly for the tight end, he went on the injured reserve list, which is another setback for this team. The extra point clanked off the left upright from the leg of Austin Seibert, keeping the score at 10-6 with under 2 minutes left in the opening 15. A special teams run back by Devin Duvernay put Baltimore at their own 37. Jackson connected with Marquise Brown for a big pass play into the red zone. 3 plays later, it was 3rd and 1 at the 7. Larry Ogunjobi forced a fumble of Patrick Ricard, and Garrett recovered it at the 12 on the second quarter's first play. This next possession was really where the game was ultimately decided, as a Cleveland touchdown would put them ahead offensively. They went on a time-consuming drive of over 6 minutes. After a 3-yard pickup by Hunt, Landry picked up a first down. Hunt got the next 2 carries to move the ball out to the 34. Mayfield found Jarvis for the second time of the series for a baker's dozen. After an incompletion and no gain by Chubb, Baker threw to Hooper, who was just short of the line to gain, but a flag saved the drive by a roughing the passer call. That put the ball at the Ravens' 29. From there, mistakes crippled the drive. Kaderol Hodge went early on the snap, then Odell Beckham's stiff arm caught the face mask of Marcus Peters, making it 1st and 29. Patrick Queen tackled Mayfield for a 7-yard loss following an incompletion. Then a delay of game made it 3rd and, 41. Mayfield threw the ball away, and the punt was perfectly executed. Tavir Thomas downed the ball at the 1 with less than 9 minutes before the half. Baltimore was undeterred, scoring on a 99-yard drive. Lamar Jackson on 2nd and 8 completed throws to Ricard and Miles Boykin at the 37. Marquise Brown took a short pass for another 21 yards, just shy of the Cleveland 40. Ohio State's J.K. Dobbins picked up 17 yards in the next 2 plays. After a small gain by Ingram, it was time for more plays through the air as Marquise and Willie Snead with the Ravens on the doorstep. Dobbins scored his first touchdown of his NFL career from 3 yards away. Tucker made it 17-6. The Browns had to go with their 2-minute offense north of the 2-minute warning. Beckham was involved in the first play for a 16-yard catch. Chubb had nowhere to run. Then after a clock stoppage, Njoku hauled in a 28-yard pass play to the Baltimore 31. Hunt was stopped for no gain, but did get an 8-yard advance on the next play. The next play was a Beckham drop, which would have been a first down in the red zone. Instead, a 41-yard try by Seibert went wide to the right, which left the home team 41 seconds to try to move the ball from the 31. Four straight completed passes of at least 11 yards to Snead, Brown, and Andrews, respectively, made it first and goal at the 9. Two incomplete passes left 9 seconds on the clock. Andrews caught Jackson's pass for a touchdown, and the point made it 24-6. Cleveland sat on the ball after the kickoff, and the Ravens took the ball to start quarter 3. Thomas, who had a fine special teams play, sacked Lamar on 3rd and 7 with Baltimore not quite at midfield. Sheldon Redwine's face mask after Duvernay's kickoff set up that situation, but 3 and out meant Cleveland got the ball back at their own 14. Nick rushed for 4, then an incompletion from Mayfield to Beckham meant 3rd and 6. The duo tried to connect, though another incompletion. Cleveland gained another first down by penalty as Humphrey held. Marlin would commit defensive pass interference on the next play as Baker went to Odell again unsuccessfully. 3 plays later, Tavon Young held when number 6 went back to number 80. The quarterback wide receiver tried twice more, but this time the road team had to punt. Baltimore went 6 plays on their next scoring drive, highlighted by a 21-yard Jackson and Andrews connection and Willie Snead touchdown catch from 19 yards out. Cleveland tried another long drive on their next possession. On 3rd and 7, Mayfield found Landry for a gain of 20. On the next play, Jedrick Wills Jr. was called for holding. He would later get a leg injury. Soon it would be 3rd and 13 at the Cleveland 45, and David Njoku found space in the middle of the field for 21. Hunt could not find a whole lot the next 2 plays. And then Mayfield looked for Hodge on 3rd down, then Beckham, both unsuccessful. However, a penalty on the latter play was offside, meaning 4th and 4 from the Ravens' 28-yard line. Tyus Bowser sacked the quarterback, which meant Baltimore got the ball back. Cleveland yielded 1 first down, but got it back in the final minute of the 3rd. Landry caught a 4-yard pass, but then as the quarter ended, Chubb had a big gain only to have the ball stripped and picked up by L.J. Fort at the Browns' 20. On 3rd and 8, Lamar Jackson rushed for 18, then J.K. Dobbins did the rest for his second touchdown. Cleveland got some nice gains by Hunt on Cleveland's next drive as he got the ball the first 4 plays, moving the ball close to midfield. Rashard Higgins caught a 9-yard pass, but then on 3rd and 1, Mayfield could not complete the ball to Stephen Carlson. Then after a delay of game, Baker could not find Odell Beckham, and another turnover on downs was the result of the drive. Kaderol Hodges converted a 3rd and short on the final offensive series, but a holding by Treader later on meant a punt with just over 4 minutes left, and Robert Griffin III and the Ravens offense ran out the clock. The Browns lost yet another opener, 38-6. So, Pittsburgh beat the New York Giants on the road 26-16 in Week 1, while Cincinnati missed a game-tying field goal in the closing seconds in a 16-13 home defeat at the hands of the Los Angeles Chargers. The Bengals and Browns are on tonight at 20:07, so please join the North Texas Browns backers. Bring your masks and take in the game on Preston and Frankfurt in Dallas. So on Sunday, the Steelers host the Broncos at noon. Then the Ravens travel to meet the Houston Texans at 3:25. So that's the story in the AFC North. So please check out the Facebook group North Texas Browns Backers page and hit the like button for the latest updates there. God willing, it will be that game will go on successfully, and just go to our Facebook page, type in North Texas Browns Backers, and join the group. The text of this blog is available at http://www.mjbalesta2.wordpress.com. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at mjbalesta2 and on Facebook at Michael Balesta. Archive videos on YouTube can be found by searching Michael Balesta Roman numeral 2. And if you could, I would love your feedback on the comments section. Please keep it clean. And if you would like what you see, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. Hope you have a safe and blessed week. Thank you for watching. May God bless you. Again, just keep it clean, and thank you very much. Bye.